Hey there, and welcome. If you're an entrepreneur with some really big dreams, I'm sure you've thought about how to get the kind of funding that really fuels growth. Well, guess what? You are in exactly the right place. Today, we're diving deep, and I mean deep, into the world of business credit. We're going to break it all down into a step-by-step masterclass. So let's get started on unlocking your company's true potential. Okay, here's a quick look at our roadmap. First, we're going to start with the absolute basics. What even is business credit? Then, we'll get into the real nitty-gritty of building a rock-solid foundation for your business. After that, we'll map out the different credit tiers and exactly how to climb them, step by step. And we'll finish up with some serious pro tips that can really put you on the fast track. This is going to be your complete guide from start to finish. All right, let's jump right into our first section. See, before we can start building anything, we have to know what we're working with. So, what is business credit? And maybe just as important, what isn't it? So, at its heart, what are we talking about here? Well, think of business credit as your company's financial report card. It basically tells a story about how reliable you are. Do you pay your suppliers on time? Are you responsible with the credit you're given? Lenders and suppliers are looking at this score to decide, hey, are they trustworthy? Do we want to work with them? It's a huge piece of your company's financial identity. Now, this is so important to understand. Business credit is a totally separate world from your personal credit. Your personal score, that's tied to your social security number. But your business credit is linked to your company's own unique IDs, like its EIN and its DUNS number. And the scores are different too. Instead of that 300 to 850 we all know, business credit often uses a PAYDEX score that goes from 0 to 100. And this separation is absolutely key to protecting your personal assets. So, what's the magic number we're aiming for? Keep this in your head, it's 80. A PAYDEX score of 80 or higher is basically the gold standard. It screams to lenders that you always pay your bills on time or maybe even a little early. Hitting that benchmark is what opens all the doors to the best financing options. And to get there, we'll need to show a solid payment history with at least 3 vendors who report to the bureaus. That's our first big target. Okay, so we've got the what down, now let's get into the how. You can't just go out and start applying for credit. Nope. First, you have to build a business that looks and feels totally legitimate to lenders. This whole next section is about creating that solid, fundable foundation. This is the groundwork we have to lay before we can build anything on top of it. Okay, I really need you to hear me on this one. The steps we're about to cover are completely non-negotiable. Lenders, they are meticulous. They're looking for every single sign that you're a serious, well-put-together business. Trying to cut corners here is probably the biggest mistake people make, and it leads to instant denials. So let's just do this right from the very beginning. Let's just walk through these 6 core steps. First up, you pick and register your business name and set up your legal entity, like an LLC. That's your official start. Next, you grab a free EIN from the IRS. Think of it as a social security number, but for your business. Then, you get a free DUNS number, which is absolutely critical for even starting your business credit file. After that, you'll classify your business with NAICS and SIC codes. And finally, you have to open a dedicated business bank account. This is vital for keeping your business and personal finances totally separate. And, it's not just about the paperwork. Your digital foundation is just as critical. Lenders will 100% look you up online. They want to see a professional website, a dedicated business phone number, a business email that actually matches your website domain. All these little things paint a picture of a real operating business. It's all about building that credibility from day one. Okay, so your foundation is solid. Now you're ready to actually start building your credit. And the good news is, there's a really clear roadmap for this. Business credit is built systematically through a series of tiers. This chart right here, it's basically our entire journey. We start in Tier 1 with what are called vendor or trade accounts, net 30 accounts, where a supplier gives you 30 days to pay. The amazing part is, they often don't even do a credit check. They just approve you based on your business being set up correctly. Once you build a good history there, you level up to Tier 2. Think retail store cards and gas cards. And the final goal, of course, is Tier 3. That's where you get the major bank credit cards and those big lines of credit. So you have to start at the beginning, right? And that means Tier 1. I want you to think of this as laying the very first bricks of your credit building. This is where you get yourself on the map with the credit bureaus. These first few accounts are what kickstart the whole process and get your file started. It is the most essential first step. Okay, so the game plan here is super simple, but it is so powerful. You're going to apply for about 5 to 10 of these Tier 1 vendor accounts. Now, the key is you have to use them. Make a small purchase, get the invoice, and then pay it on time. Or even better, pay it a little early. That's what creates the positive payment history that will build up your score. So you're probably asking, okay, where do I find these accounts? Well, here's a fantastic list of some popular starter vendors that are known to be easy to get approved for. The most important thing is that these companies report to the business credit bureaus. That's exactly what we want. You've got places for office supplies like Quill and Granger, shipping stuff from Uline. Just pick a few that make sense for what your business needs, open an account, and make that first small purchase to get the ball rolling. So, after about a month or two of those Tier 1 vendors reporting your awesome on-time payments, your business is going to have an actual credit profile starting to form. Now it's time to use that new history and level up to some more powerful types of credit. All right, listen up, because this is a massive pro tip, a huge shortcut. If you happen to have a strong personal credit score, we're talking 680 or higher, you might be able to just leapfrog right over Tier 2. Lenders sometimes see your solid personal history as a good sign, and they'll let you apply for the major Tier 3 credit way sooner. This is a really powerful advantage if you've got it. Now, for everyone who's building up step by step, Tier 2 is your next stop. Here, we're looking at retail credit cards from places your business probably already shops at, like Amazon Business or Dell. You can also get fleet cards for gas and vehicle stuff. These accounts usually give you higher credit limits than Tier 1, and they're just another fantastic way to build a stronger, more diverse credit profile. And here it is, the top of the mountain, Tier 3. This is where you get into the major leagues of business credit. We're talking high-limit cards from the big banks like Chase, American Express, and Bank of America. When you get to this level, it's a huge signal that you've successfully built a strong, independent credit profile for your business. This is where the real funding power is. Okay, so you have the entire roadmap now from A to Z. But before we finish up, let's go over a few expert-level tips and talk about what you can do once you've built up this powerful asset for your business. Let's talk about something that is a total game changer: no PG cards. PG stands for personal guarantee. See, most business credit cards make you personally guarantee the debt. That means if the business can't pay, they come after you. But no PG cards are different. They're approved based only on your business's credit and its revenue. This creates a true firewall between your business and your personal finances, and that is a massive, massive win for protecting your personal assets. So what's the whole point of all this work? What's the big payoff? It's access to capital. Having a strong business credit profile is the key that unlocks business loans and lines of credit. This is the fuel you need to pour on the fire and take your business to the next level, whether that's expanding, buying a ton of inventory, launching a big marketing campaign, or hiring your dream team. This is where all that hard work turns into real, tangible growth. And that, right there, is the end of our masterclass. You have the blueprint now. The process is clear, and the path is all laid out for you. So the only question left is the most exciting one of all. Once your business is funded, what amazing thing will you build next?